My first introduction to real estate was getting to work with the Wahlberg brothers on the South Shore of Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. We rented them a summer party house. I remember moving to Colorado Springs when I was 5 years old. We moved here from New Jersey. I was here till I moved away when I was 17 years old, moved out to Boston. I actually followed my girlfriend at the time out there, who I'd met over the summer here, who's now my wife, and she was going to college out there, so that's why I decided to go out there and go to college as well. I was looking for a summer part-time job on the job board, and one of the options up there, aside from waiting tables, was a real estate agent, and I thought, oh, how cool, I'll get to be a real estate agent part-time while I'm going to college. So after my wife graduated from college, she was being commissioned into the Air Force though, so we had to go to her first assignment in Montana. I could not find a job out there, and it was really tough to get into a school. There wasn't any engineering schools right there in the town. From Montana though, we moved to Hawaii. In Hawaii, I was able to get my private pilot's license and finish my degree in mechanical engineering, and I actually started working as an electrical engineer for NASA and the Office of Naval Research. We did submersible designs sensor designs for submersibles. After Hawaii, we moved back to Colorado Springs. That was my wife's last assignment at Peterson Air Force Base. And Intel had just laid off all of these hundreds of engineers into our market. So the engineering market was completely saturated. And I was able to pivot back into real estate, and I have absolutely loved it. It gave me the opportunity to have 2 young kids. They grew up having daddy-daughter day 1 day a week, and so we really had a lot of hands-on experience raising our kids, which was such a gift that this industry gave me, because I would not have been able to do that if I'm working 9 to 5 under fluorescent lights in a cubicle as an engineer. Having that support from my wife and the support from my kids, they're a great family. I could not be more blessed. Along those same lines, I'm really glad that they're moving on with their lives and they're doing their own thing, because it gives me an opportunity to continue to do what I love as well. One of the things I really love about this industry is that it gives me the flexibility to volunteer. It's been a wild ride. So I've done St. Baldrick's, shaved my head. We have also been camp counselors for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, so we actually spend the night and stay there for the full week with our muscular dystrophy campers. Since I've been here in Colorado Springs, I am involved with Peak Producers, which has 3 charities that we support. So those would be Mary's Home, also Reclaiming Hope, and the Springs Rescue Mission. So every year we're involved with them as well. My first 5 years in this industry, I struggled. I had a real hard time figuring out how I was going to make my office dues every month, and it was stressful. It wasn't until I actually got coaching, and it fundamentally changed my business. And that was really the reason why I started a team, because I didn't want other people to struggle with that same sense of how do we do this business. It was really frustrating. So that not only is why I started a team, but that's also why I became involved with Pikes Peak Association of Realtors, because I had a mentor in our office who invited me to come down and be a part of that organization and ask my questions to the board. And if it weren't for that inspiration, I would never have even thought of volunteering or even knowing what to volunteer for. I'm coming behind people who have done a lot of work for the organization before me. So my main goal is to make sure that that work stays in place and that we can continue those efforts into the future, rather than trying to change course to my own agenda. I feel like we've put a lot of years and effort into going where we need to go. So now my goal for this next year is going to be to keep us on course and just make sure we follow through with those goals.